Good evening, welcome back to Jason's Kitchen. We're making tonight some mushroom risotto. So I'm going to squiz through the ingredients really quick. So the first thing we have, and this is one of the secret ingredients, is, well, believe it or not, mushrooms, but yes, porcini ones. These are the dried porcini mushrooms. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rehydrate some of these. This is what really gives a depth of flavour to the risotto. There's not a lot, and I know it's going to sound daft, but when you cook mushrooms and put it in the risotto itself, you don't get a lot of mushroom flavour. These mushrooms are, yeah, I mean, I know it sounds a bit silly, but to get the depth of mushroom flavour, this is what they put in. So I'm going to put in a small, a small handful, about that many, in a little bowl, and I'm going to put some hot water in, and we're going to rehydrate them. We're going to actually use the water as well. That's going to form part of our stock. So that's the next thing. We have chicken stock. I mean, this can be a purely vegetarian dish if you just use vegetable stock, of course. But I make my own chicken stock, like I've showed you on the previous video, so that's there. So I've got about a litre, just short of a litre, about 900 mils of chicken stock in there, which should be some, well, I don't exactly know how much I need, so it should be enough. If there's not, I can always use a little bit of water to top it up with. So let's reconstitute those. We've got a punnet of mushrooms, just your bog standard white mushrooms. You can use the chestnut ones, which is very nice. And basically, to get going, the base of the risotto is shallot. I'm using a medium shallot, which I'm going to finely dice. A couple of cloves of garlic, probably 1 to 2, depending on how much garlic you like. One will be enough. Well, one, you can use one, but I'm going to put 2 in. I'm going to use some of my own butter that I made the other day. That's going to go in to fry the shallots off. We have lemon. So one of the things that really lifts a risotto at the end, especially a mushroom risotto, is a squeeze of lemon. And as I'm using a squeeze of lemon, I'm going to put a little bit of the zest in at the beginning with the shallot. Even honestly, get my words mixed up all the time. I had a stroke last year, and to be fair, I think I'm not going to blame that because I'm pretty much all fully recovered from that. But yeah, I think it's just an age thing, isn't it? You go upstairs to the toilet, you get to the top of the stairs, you forget what you went up there for. You come back down, you realise, oh, I need to go to the toilet there. You find yourself in a room looking around for something. What they coming here for? You've got it all to come, you young'uns. It's all to come, I tell you. Right. Next on the ingredients list is white wine. This is not for drinking, this is all cooking only. So we put a small glass full of white wine in there. Then obviously the most important part of risotto is the risotto rice. So I'm using a dry aged one. Of course you've got to use dry aged one, just now. Yeah, it's a bit more expensive. It is a better quality, but you can use cannaroli, or arborio, but just a risotto rice. Different to pudding rices and stuff. Short grains releases a lot of starch, so that's your risotto rice. We'll look into rices and differences at different time. And to end it all, once we've kind of done that, we're going to finish it with some Parmesan cheese. We're going to finish it with some mascarpone, which really gives it a creamy richness. And I've said we're going to finish it with a squeeze of lemon. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is turn the oven back on. That I've just turned off, which I don't know why I've just done that. We're going to chop the mushrooms into quarters, and we're just going to get these on the fry, and then we'll crack on with the risotto. The risotto takes about 20 minutes. Now obviously I'm not going to make you wait there for 20 minutes, but I'm going to get it underway, show you kind of what I'm about. I don't know, I'm fingers and thumbs with these mushrooms tonight. I'd rather chop some fast than chop it slowly. Yeah, we'll get it underway, show you kind of the process at the beginning, what we're going to do, and stay for 20 minutes, and at the end I'll bring you back and we'll have a look, see where we're at, and serve the thing. So in the meantime, hot pan mushrooms. You always need a hot pan for mushrooms, otherwise they're going to stew in their own misery, and you don't want that. Nobody wants a miserable mushroom. We want a fried mushroom with some colour, and ideally we don't want to boil them till there's no more mushroom. Now this is a really big one, so rather than cutting it into quarters, I'm going to cut that into probably 6, just to roughly get all about the same size. Not forgetting these look a lot, but they're going to shrink down. And as there's no meat, there's just mushroom. So, you know, that's going to be it. So for this, I'm not going to use the butter because the butter will burn. So I'm going to put a bit of oil in there. Not loads and loads and loads, but enough that we're not going to burn the mushrooms. And I'm going to bring you over here with me. And then we're going to get them in and we'll go from there. So, we all right there? Yeah, we're all right. So we're going to get the mushrooms in the pan. Try not to throw them on the floor. You know me by now. The whole ethos of what I've been doing with these videos, etc. I'm just going to get my favourite broke, I suppose. Is this is how it is. This is what I do. And if I drop something on the floor, I'm not going to edit it out and think, oh, he's dropped the mushroom. Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? You come in, this is Jason's kitchen. This is how we rock. This is how we roll. So you know you've got to get it as is. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of doing it. So, like I say, we could do it all real time and I'll be sitting there, but you know, there's no point in that neither. Right, while they're on the go, and I can't leave them for too long because they will burn. Because I use a induction hob, and what you find with those things, you think they're all right for a second. The next thing you walk away, and something's starting to catch and burn. So we don't want that. So I'm going to start peeling my shallot, and I want this finely diced. Which you just want to give up its skin. Honestly, if there's one thing that annoys the life out of me is peeling things. I really do. If there's a way around peeling, I'll make my way around doing it, which is often losing a little bit, which is enough actually. What I need there. So back to the mushroom, stir them. So this will have to be a bit quicker this one. So we're doing a fine dice, really fine, because they need to be no bigger than a grain of rice at the end of the day, because we don't want anything apart from the mushrooms standing out, of course. Yeah, I'm going to keep the eye on them. They are starting to turn now. So, right, let's just do this one. Let's get that there. There we go. Back to the mushrooms. Like I say, if you're not careful, you'll burn them on induction. But we do want the high heat. Now I'm going to turn it down just a touch because it is quite aggressive induction. Now one of the things I can do to my advantage is I can add a little bit of salt. What salt does is it draws, because it is an aggressive one, it begins to draw the moisture out. Now mushrooms are predominantly moisture. So what you'll find is as soon as you put that in, you'll hear it change. And as soon as it starts releasing a little bit of water, I'll up the temperature. I don't want them, like I said, I don't want them stewed. I just want them cooked nicely. A bit of colour's fine because colour's flavour. So we're all about flavour. That's all good. But we're getting there. It shouldn't take too long. You can see the moisture coming off, and they're getting wetter, which I know essentially that salt is beginning to draw out some of the moisture there in there. Whoop, we've got a little escapee. Honestly, I'm sure they're not happy here. They're always trying to jump over the pan. Man, you wouldn't be happy, would you? Somebody's boiling your head in the pan. Here we go. So, not too far away. They're doing the thing. And like I say, we're gonna cook these. We're gonna remove them. We're gonna stick them to one side, and then they're gonna go back in probably halfway through. As you can see there, they're rehydrated, nice and nice and soft again, which is what we want. And keep an eye on these now, because these little blighters, they'll go. I'm going to put this on, getting a little bit steamy in here now. I always try to avoid putting it on because I know it's just noisy. You don't really want loud noise as well. I'm trying to do a video, but it's real life, isn't it? So we're going to have to do it. I haven't put it full tilt, so at least I was going to say at least you can still hear me, but that's probably, you think, well, that's not a good thing, is it? Put the fan up, Jason. Behave yourself. I can see you sniggering there. Tell you, I have to watch you. Right, a lot of steam coming off now. They're coloured up. They're still, as you can hear all the way along, They've continued to fry. They haven't gone down and pushed to a boil. They've fried all the way. So that's exactly what we want. Fried mushrooms. I could take them a little bit further colour-wise, but you know what? I think I'm more than happy there. Because I'm going to get a lot of the flavour that's going to come from the, I'll just have my tea towel there. A lot of the flavour is going to come from them porcinis, which is ideal. Like I say, we've got some colour there, and I can tell just by the size and as I'm handling them. Like I say, I'm quite a tactile cook, so what I'm doing all the time, as I'm actually, touching the pan with this, I'm actually feeling the mushroom as well to see if it's changed to like more of it. I'm just going to open this one down there. To see if it's actually changed from like hard mushroom to more of a soft, which it has. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get some butter in the pan, some homemade butter. Hey, look at this there. Get some homemade butter in the pan, Jace. There we go, there's our basis for our rings. I'm going to turn that down because I don't want that to colour. I just want it to sweat the, and this is going to be fairly fast, which is what we need. So it's coloured a little bit, it's fine. When it colours, when butter colours, the word they use is beurre noisette, which basically means burnt butter, if you're French, or you know a bit of French. I don't know, to be fair. Right, where's me, do you know what? I haven't even got me grater. Hang on, give me a second. See, I tell you lot, preparation's the key, and then I don't prepare, do I? What's going on? I'm using the fine grater. You say, well, you said before not use a fine grater in certain situations, but you don't, like with high temperature cooking. But because what this is acting as a base, and I'm just literally, I've turned the pan down there, so I'm literally just going to cook this. Now, what I'm going to say is quite important. Smell is a big thing with garlic. So what I'm doing now is I'm smelling for that real harshness of the garlic to disappear. And I want it, it's actually, it stings your eyes, it's that, that strong, the garlic. But because it's grated, it's disappearing quite fast. But it is quite, hey, look at there. Stuck it and get that out of there. Large bit of onion, we don't want that. Right, that's changed. That's changed from raw garlic to softer smell. So there we go. I'm going to put about a glass of wine in, small glass of wine in the risotto. And now the temperature's going to go. And what we need to do, and this is really, really important, we need to cook out the alcohol from the wine. Otherwise, it's going to have a horrible taste in the risotto, which we don't want. So that's going to do its thing. In the meantime, I'm going to take these porcini mushrooms out of there, and I'm going to give them a chop. So that's doing its thing, and we're nearly ready for the next stage, which is to add the rice. So I'm just going to take the mushrooms out, and I'm going to add to the stock that we've got this. But I'm not going to add all of it, because right at the very bottom, and I'm looking, that's why I've used a white dish, right at the very bottom sometimes you get some gritty bits from the mushrooms, and we don't want that. So that's letting itself down. Again, with the wine you can smell when that's gone, because you can actually smell the alcohol in there. So we don't want that. We want rid of that. Now I also said, where is it? Where we got? There we are. I was putting some lemon zest in. So there it goes, right in the start. It's going in right at the beginning there. I could have put it in with the onions, but as long as it goes in now, it's fine. And don't forget, get the bits off the back of your what's there. And there we go. That's really come down, and now we're going to use the rice. So for risotto, the ideal is 1 handful of rice per person. That's the portion size. So there's 2 of us, 2 and a bit. Now that straight away has took up all of the liquid, all of it. So now, look at that. As you can see, that's just sucked up all the liquid out the pan. So now's the time to start adding our stock. So we just feed it and we turn it down to a gentle boil. So 2 or 3 ladles at a time. I'm only using small ladles, as we see. Now I'll bring it back across here. They're going in with those mushrooms because they're going to be added at the same time. We'll come back across over here, and just to show you a bit of the process before we switch off, because like I said, I'm not going to take all your time. Yeah, about 2/3 of the temperature. With the stock being hot, it pretty much comes back up to the boil fairly much straight away. So as you can see, that's boiling again there, boiling in the pan, and it's all good. And we're just going to stand and we're going to stir, not all the time, but I'm just going to watch it, and every now and again I'm going to give it a stir like that. As soon as it starts drying off, which I'll do to let you see the part process, I'll feed it with a bit more stock. And this process from start to finish, from us adding the stock, will be about 20 minutes. But we'll come back right at the end, and we'll go from there and just see how we finish it off. So there we are. Risotto is on the go. I'll probably come back, near the end when I add the mushrooms, and then just finish it off. So there, that's taking the stock in, and what you'll find at the beginning, it'll start soaking the stock up. But then as the rice starts opening up, it seems to accelerate how much stock you actually add. So then towards the end part, then it's slower in the absorption. So there we go, another ladle full of 2 in there, and we stir again. And I'm going to stand here and look after this. You're going to have a cup of tea or whatever you need to do, and we'll see you at the mushroom addition stage and the kind of the end game side of things. Right. So for now, we'll see you in a bit.